Everyone, and welcome. I'm here joined by Ben Starosta for our new series for Amber's TV. Welcome, Ben. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Just coming out the other end of all this pandemic. Can't wait to just try and get back to the norm.
As a footballer, how has that affected you? How have you tried to keep on top of your fitness and stuff like that? I can imagine it being quite difficult.
Well, to be honest, being semi-retired now, it hasn't affected me that much recently. But as you've just explained, I've just signed for the supporting charities on a more regular basis. So I'll be playing for them around the country, supporting different charities. So I will need to keep some sort of fitness up, but not as much as normal.
Can you tell me a little bit about the club and what their aim is going forward? Obviously, they announced that you joined them. So just a little bit more information about the club.
So this is a supporting charities club that is based in Bradford. One of my old teams, Bradford City, is why I was invited in the first place to join them. There's a mixture of normal guys who play semi-pro football, celebrities from Hollyoaks, Coronation Street, different TV programs, adverts, comedians, and then a few ex-professionals, including myself, Scott Kerr, David Norwich. There's quite a few. Carl Sarber, Paddy Kenny's just signed for him as well. So it'd be good to catch up with these guys. What we do is we go all over the country supporting different charities. Mm-hmm. So every time we go, we play a supporting charity group full of different ex-professional celebrities or whatever from down south, southwest, southeast, south, you know what I mean? So Midlands. And basically we just cause a bit of a stir, get people donating for a good cause. We put on functions and it's just a big day out basically for all families to get involved in.
That sounds like a massive achievement, and I wish you every success in that. You signed from Nuneaton back in 2015. How did that conversation go about, and why did you want to join Handsworth at the time?
To be honest, I've been living abroad. Well, played 70% of my career abroad. I came back to Nuneaton Town, and to be honest, from a personal point of view, it was one of my old managers who signed me for Nuneaton. It's going okay. He got the sack. So then I was left high and dry at a club where really it was an hour and 45 minutes away. I was travelling Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, still in the Conference Prem, which was pretty decent at the time, playing the likes of Wrexham, Grimsby and everything. But the gaffer tried to sell me behind my back or get me off the books, and it just started getting a little bit nasty. Mm-hmm. People don't see that side of football, to be fair. If the gaffer wants you out, he can just treat you. You can't get away with it in normal jobs, to be honest. But I just was fed up of travelling. Mm-hmm. I've travelled most of my life, and I was going to play Dover away on a Tuesday night. So I was leaving, having to take half a day at work, leaving at 11 o'clock in the morning, not getting back till 5 a.m. the next morning, and then going straight back to work for 8 o'clock. It was just ridiculous. So there come a point where I just had to basically say, right, I'm going to play local, and that's that, and then now I'm going to concentrate on the next part of my career. Luckily for me, Handsworth at the time, up and coming club with quite a lot of ambition and great setup, knew quite a lot of the lads there. So I just finished off I think I had 2 months left till the end of the season, that season. Mm-hmm. And I was there and we won all those remaining games. I think 9 games on the bounce. And it was just unbelievable atmosphere. And I had a chat with the chairman then, Steve and everybody and all the lads. And to be honest, I just decided that was it. I wasn't going to travel anymore. I just wanted to enjoy football and play local, and Handsworth were the club that I wanted to do that for.
At the time, it was considered a real coup, you joining, and obviously with your league experience as well at Brentford and Bradford. So it was a great signing for the Ambers. Can you tell me any standout moments that you can recall in Amber? What would be your favourite moment? What stands out to you the most?
I think the first season when, well, like I said, the last 2.5 months, we went on a nine win running streak, and we also won the League Cup. Mm-hmm. And the League Cup was one of the craziest games I've ever played in. We was either 2-0 down or 3-1 down, mm-hmm. and we come back and scored 3 goals in like the space of 10 minutes to win in stoppage time, and it was just crazy scenes. And it was just great to experience that with like such a good group of lads, good group of staff, people around us. It was just a great end to a good finish of the season, to be fair.
You've also played abroad as well with your experience, and you've made a few international caps at under-21 level. How was that whole experience putting on your own, country shirt and stuff like that?
It was actually surreal. I still pinch myself to this day. Like in lockdown, it was shown live on YouTube in Poland. The game where we beat Brazil 1-0, because to this day it's still an historic win for any Poland national team that we beat Brazil. And to be fair, it's a bittersweet for me because my granddad died just, I think, a few months before I actually got my first call up for Poland. Mm-hmm. And if he hadn't have died, he would have died anyway, with shock and excitement that I'd got called up in the first place. Yeah. And after the final whistle, I'm just a normal lad from Sheffield, down to earth lad from Sheffield. Got called up for Poland. Next thing, I'm playing in an under-20 World Cup in Canada against Brazil in front of a packed-out crowd of 64,000 fans, and we beat them 1-0. I didn't know what else to do apart from break down in tears. I was crying on the pitch because I was just so overwhelmed. Yeah. I just ran straight to my dad and just basically hugged him. I didn't know what to do, to be fair, but it was just so surreal.
And also, your experience in the Philippines as well. How was that? Because the Philippines isn't known for its football, not really. So how did that come about? And what kind of experience was you expecting from that?
Because I've played for Poland and been played abroad before, I could reel lots of weird moves or invitations that I get sent monthly. I still get them now that people don't know I'm actually retired. So I just get things through, and one came through one day from an agent saying, "What are you up to?" And I said, "Well, I've just come back from Poland, and I'm looking to." At the time, I was trialing with Chris Wilder's Oxford. Chris Wilder rang me and said, "Come down to Oxford," so I did, and then with a view to be coming back at the beginning of pre-season that season. I got an offer from an agent and said, "Look, I've got an option for you, Philippines. What do you think?" And I spoke to a few people and they went, "Philippines, like you're narrow-minded people, never travelled before. Oh, Philippines, oh wow." So I went, "Stuff this, I'm going."
Yeah.
I turned up, banging Manila. I've never seen anything like it. It was just like being in America, New York, or very westernized, skyscrapers. You've got designer shop, you've got big street full of restaurants, bars. But don't get me wrong, you've got the slums like 200-300 meters down the road, which is very real. Again, you've never seen things like it. But the main part of Manila is absolutely unbelievable. The football-wise, don't get me wrong, it's not the strongest league, but there were 4 strong teams, including mine, which had a lot of Philippine internationals, which were half Filipino. So you'd get your half German Filipino, half American Filipino, half Spanish Filipino, which had played in better leagues before, but then come to the Philippines. But our team, we travelled to Singapore Vietnam and playing stronger cup competitions. So we'd be travelling quite a lot from Manila to Singapore, back to Vietnam, back to Indonesia and things like that.
And what was the standard of football over there? Obviously, you can't compare it to anything like, the Premier League or, even even the lower leagues to English football. But what was it like? What was the competitive nature like over there?
It was different because in places like that, it's same in Thailand and it's same in Vietnam. You have your army teams and your navy teams.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, you did well if you come off unscathed from playing teams like that, because there was born fighters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So quite rough. People think that they might be quite small and timid, but they're not. They've got massive hearts, but like I said, 4 of the teams were very strong. The rest not so strong. So each season it's between us 4 to fight out for the title.
And obviously, you mentioned now that you're semi-retired and you own a financial company, Optimum. If I pronounced that wrongly, correct me if I'm wrong. Can tell us a bit more about your company and what's your aims with that company?
So my brand is Optimum Sports and Health, which is under the company Optimum. Mm-hmm. So I run a sports and health company where we do protection, insurance. We look after, so my brand Sports and Health, I look after anybody who just basically enjoys an active lifestyle, or your non-league players below Conference South, Conference North. Basically, we tailor protection to suit. So with your non-league footballers, we might look after, because obviously football's not the first job. Mm-hmm. We make sure that they're protected with the main job. Yeah. And then we also add in things like fracture cover and so on, which will cover the football as well as, so it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay. So basically it gives them the peace of mind where they can go and enjoy and play the sport that they love, but they know that they're protected in case of injury, illness. They know that they're still going to receive an income, even if the unexpected happens, and they're still being able to cover the bills, the mortgage and so on, stuff like that.
That sounds amazing. Well, Ben, thank you so much for joining us, and I really do wish you well in your career at supporting charities. I'd say it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much, and I hope Handsworth have a very good season next season.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All the best. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.